Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Data Structures Theory session. Just today morning, when we have first session, we started operations on arrays, 1D array. We have gone for a few operations like traversal, searching operation, insertion operation. When we go for inserting a new data, there might be a question, where do you want to insert it? End or middle or starting place, where? So inserting a new element at end is very simple. You simply increase your upper bound, store your new value, and you are done. If you want to insert something at middle or starting or at a given position, then you need few extra parameters like array and new value is required, but along with that, you need one position and you need to know how many elements you have inserted already or the offset of the last element. And based on that, we discuss the process and we also discuss the algorithm. So that was insert operation. Now let's go for delete operation. So it says that let's say you have few elements already stored. So you have an existing data and you want to remove some data from that. For example, this is your entire array and you want to delete 13. Now, when you say that I want to delete something, you have to search it first. पहले आपको उसको search करना पड़ेगा. How to search? Linear search we have seen. So now we know that how we can search 13. Once you found it, you want to delete it. Now, if you delete that value, then empty space in between is not allowed. अगर ये जगह खाली पड़ जाएगी तो it's not valid. Array में हम ऐसा नहीं करते कभी बीच में जगह खाली हो. So in that case, what we need to do is we need to transfer all the elements after that deleting value to the left side. इंसर्ट करते वक्त हम राइट साइड शिफ्ट करते थे. अगर डिलीट करना है तो लेफ्ट साइड शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा. So that is the process we need to perform when we delete any value. Okay. Yes. Size वही रहेगी because memory allocated in terms of array is fixed. So when we delete some data, we are actually going to make that element free to store some new data. Memory तो हमारे पास ही है, लेकिन वो एलिमेंट खाली कर दिया, मैं वहां पे नई वैल्यू डाल सकता हूं अगर मुझे स्टोर करना है तो. Right? Simple. Array size is going to be the same. No change there. So let's see what we need to perform here. Now if you want to delete last element, very simple. अपर बाउंड से एक वैल्यू डिलीट करके अपर बाउंड माइनस माइनस कर दो. सिंपल. लास्ट वैल्यू को डिलीट करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, आप सिर्फ अपर बाउंड माइनस माइनस कर दो. देन ऑल्सो यू कैन से दैट ओ माई अपर बाउंड इज पॉइंटिंग टू सेकेंड लास्ट प्लेस. दैट मीन्स लास्ट एलिमेंट इज एम्प्टी. एक्सप्लिसिटली अगर आपको वैल्यू 0 करना है तो कर सकते हो, लेकिन अगर आप अपर बाउंड को मैनेज कर लो देन ऑल्सो यू कैन इंडिकेट लास्ट एलिमेंट इज फ्री. नई वैल्यू वहां पे ओवरराइट हो जाएगी. सो डिलीटिंग एन एलिमेंट फ्रॉम एंड इज वेरी मच सिंपल. सबट्रैक्ट 1 फ्रॉम द अपर बाउंड एंड you are done. But what if I say that I want to delete an element from a given position somewhere in between? तो क्या करेंगे? So what we need array. We need a position from where we want to delete it. and we again need the offset of last element because हम shift करेंगे values को, तो कहां तक जाना है? Up to the last value. Okay, that's why we need n here. And what is the process? So let's go through an example. Well, you need not to write it. Anyhow, I'm going to upload this PPT in the e-content once we are done with this much part. Once we are done with array, I will upload this PPT. Once we are done with stack, I will upload another PPT file, PDF file. So you will have all these algorithms, okay? And you can refer recorded video at any point of time, wherever you want, whenever you want. Yeah, so let's take an example of delete operation. We have entire array A. We want to delete a value from second place, second position. Remember, I'm saying second position. So I want to delete a second value. And the offset is 5. You have total 5 values inside your array. Okay, so this is something like n, because you have 5 values, index will be 4. This is somewhat your position, second place, POS. In terms of code, आपको हर जगह पे -1 करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि index will always start from 0. But right now we focus on the normal values. 2 is second place, 5 is total 5 values. So this is where your n and POS is pointing to. Now if you delete this 17, then you create an empty space here. And we never have empty space in between, somewhere in between at internal place of the array. हर बार खाली जगह आपके array में last position पे होनी चाहिए. At the end, you can have any number of empty spaces, but you never have empty space in between. So what we do, we start shifting our data. कहाँ से start करेंगे? राइट जहां से आपने डिलीट किया उसके नेक्स्ट प्लेस पे जो वैल्यू है यू विल स्टार्ट शिफ्टिंग दोज वैल्यूज वन बाय वन. सो यू विल ब्रिंग 19 टू द लेफ्ट साइड, पोज प्लस 1 से पोज पे लेके आओ. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू इटरेट दैट प्रोसेस. सो एक ITR ले लो, आई स्टार्ट विथ POS, go up to n. Now this is going to be the forward direction. Correct? We are starting from POS and we are going up to n. That's the forward direction. So यहाँ पे plus plus iteration चलेगा. So 19 को left side ले लिया, 19 की जगह खाली हो गई. 14 को उसकी जगह पे ले आओ, 14 की जगह खाली हो गई. 16 को उसकी जगह पे लेके आओ, 16 की जगह खाली हो गई. अब उसके बाद कोई वैल्यू नहीं है हमारे पास, so let it be, लास्ट में 2 वैल्यू खाली रहेगी, चलेगा. All empty spaces must be at the end, and that's how we manage delete operation on array. So every time insert or delete operation requires shifting process, right? Extra process it requires. अगर आप array यूज करते हो तो ये करना पड़ेगा. That's overhead. Now you can overcome this problem अगर आप array की जगह पे linked list यूज कर लो. Right? In a previous unit हमने वो देखा था कि अगर array में से कुछ add delete करूंगा तो shift करना पड़ेगा, but linked list में अगर कुछ add delete करूंगा तो मुझे सिर्फ pointers manage करने हैं. I'm not going to shift any of the data. Fine, so this is how delete operation will work, and the algorithm will be something like this one. आप POS से start करोगे, so you are going to have initialized I equals to POS. Okay, you start with POS, go up to n. Now not exactly n but n minus 1. माइनस 1 क्यों किया? क्योंकि i प्लस 1 को हम एक्सेस करेंगे, राइट? i प्लस 1 को आप एक्सेस करोगे तो i कहां तक जाना चाहिए? n माइनस 1 तक. अगर i n तक जाएगा तो i प्लस 1 क्या हो जाएगा? n प्लस 1. वहां पे कोई डेटा है ही नहीं हमारे पास. So that's why we repeat our process up to n minus 1, and every time we access I plus 1th value and we assign it to the left side, ith place, and do I plus plus. You do this entire process, repeat number of steps, complete your loop. Finally you have deleted one value, तो आपको offset decrease करना होगा. Last value ऑफसेट पहले 5 था, एक डिलीट कर दोगे तो अब 4 हो जाएगा. So we decrease value of n, which is nothing but last value offset, and we are done, right? So that's how we maintain, or we do some operations on arrays. Yes, that's what I described. We are going in a forward direction, right side. Sorry, if your n is pointing to this place, तो आप लूप कहां तक चलाओगे? यहां तक. I, yes, 1 से 2, 2 से 3, 3 से 4, forward direction. I, we have started with POS. Yeah, initialization of I is position. Okay. Yeah, so that's how we perform delete operation on array, and we delete a value from given position. Next is merge process. Now when you go and merge two different arrays, array 1 and array 2, then you have to find out whether those arrays are already sorted or not. Okay, merging two arrays requires a third array of total size equals to array size 1 plus array size 2. And if you are going to merge unsorted arrays, then it is very simple. Bring all the values from first array, store it, then go for the second array, bring all the values from second array and store it. So simple, 34, 56, 84, 52, 74. We bring all the values from array 1. And then we go for second array, we bring 42, 76, 46, 81, 62. And we are done. How can you bring all the values from arrays? एक एक करके सारी values लानी है तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? Yeah, we are going to copy, but how can we access all the elements? Traverse, correct. We are going to traverse those arrays one by one. Array 1 को traverse करो, get that value, assign that value in array 3. उसके बाद आप second array को traverse करोगे, assign that value in array 3 and done. array 1 के लिए loop control variable अगर आप I लेते हो तो I प्लस प्लस होगा. array 3 के लिए अगर आपने J लिया है तो J प्लस प्लस होगा. Now when you traverse your second array, array 2, आप फिर से I यूज कर सकते हो. I equals to 0, I less than and I plus plus. But remember, array 3 का जो loop control variable है वो कंटिन्यू रहना चाहिए, उसको फिर से इनिशियलाइज नहीं करेंगे. So this is going to be something like integer I, j, and done. I need two loop control variables. And for example, let's say we have a of n size, we have b of n size, and we have c of n plus n size, total size. Then we can copy a and b inside c. How do we do that? We will run a for loop I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. इसको मैं ऐसे भी कर सकता हूं n1 n2. It can be different size. जरूरत नहीं है कि ए बी की साइज सेम होनी चाहिए, दोनों अलग अलग साइज के भी हो सकते हैं. So I equals to 0, I less than n, 1, I plus plus. What we do is we get value from A and we assign that value in C. जब आप पहला एरे कॉपी करते हो तो आप यहां पे I लिख सकते हो, चलेगा. But we want to understand how we are handling third array. तो फिर मैं यहां पे I की जगह पे J लिखूंगा. And I will initialize my j with 0, and along with I am going to increase j. Is this clear to everyone? J is a separate index value for third array. Why separate? I'll show you. When I do this thing, क्या होगा? You have one array A and you have another array C. Correct? You have index values like 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here you will have index values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You start with I equals to 0. If I am using I, then I is 0, which means it is going to bring this value here. And when I increase my I increase हो जाएगा, right? So if you have values like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so पहले आपने 1 लाया, then you are going to bring 2 here, then 3, 4, and 5, and so on. Correct? So you will increase your I up to end. इतना हो गया. And we do not have any problem till now. Problem will occur in the next step. Let's go and bring the second array now. Let's say we have another array B, and in the index values are something like 0, 1, and 2. Now we want to traverse this second array. और second array की index कहाँ से start होती है? 0 से. So if I want to traverse B, then I'm going to write for I equals to 0, I less than n2, I plus plus. And what we will do is, we will bring ith element from B to कहाँ पे लाना है? If it is 6, 7, and 8, तो आपको 6 कहाँ पे लाना है? Right? This is what we have done. So if I start I from 0, तो मेरा I तो यहाँ पे फिर से 0 हो जाएगा. what I need this place. I cannot use same I in both the array. दोनों के लिए मुझे अलग अलग इंडेक्स यूज करनी होगी, एंड दैट्स वेयर वी टेक जे. सो इस वजह से हमने जे लिया. यस, फॉर सी. बट यू नीड टू डिफरेंट इंडेक्स ना. Not C. C is your array. You need some variable for index of C. J will start from n1. We can say that. We can say J will start from n1. But what I am doing, मैं पहले से ही J को use करते आ रहा हूं. I need not to do this thing. I can simply use J here. And every time I'm going to increase J. So that will handle those things. Right? So now J जो है मैंने पहले से use किया. So from the first place I'm using J. Instead of I am using J. And I'm continuing J up to end. So anyhow you need some extra variable. आपको एक एक्स्ट्रा वेरिएबल चाहिए ही चाहिए. तो फिर आप पहले से मेंटेन करो, बाद में मेंटेन करो, दैट्स योर चॉइस. आपका लॉजिक आप चला सकते हो, बट एटलीस्ट यू नीड वन वेरिएबल. ओके, वेल, सो दिस इज वेरी सिंपल मर्जिंग प्रोसेस. अनसॉर्टेड एरे को आपने मर्ज किया, जहां पे हमें कुछ देखने की जरूरत नहीं थी. जो भी वैल्यू है उठा के लेके आओ, डाल दो. सो दैट वॉज वेरी सिंपल. 2 लूप चलाई, सेव किया. बट वॉट इफ यू वॉन्ट टू सॉर्ट you want to merge sorted arrays. अगर आपको sorted array merge करने हो तो क्या करोगे? Look, we are going to maintain the behavior. अगर original array sorted है तो final array भी sorted रहना चाहिए. We are going to maintain that behavior. So if your array 1 is already sorted, if your array 2 is already sorted, तो आप 1 by 1 दोनों array को डाल नहीं पाओगे array 3 के अंदर. You have to compare those values. दोनों array की अंदर जो value है वो value आपको compare करनी पड़ेगी, and based on that comparison आप दोनों एरे में से कोई एक वैल्यू कंसीडर करोगे. समटाइम्स यू आर गोइंग टू ब्रिंग वैल्यू फ्रॉम एरे 1, समटाइम्स यू आर गोइंग टू ब्रिंग वैल्यू फ्रॉम एरे 2. अगर एरे 1 से वैल्यू ली है तो उसका इंडेक्स प्लस प्लस होगा. एरे 1 से अगर मैं वैल्यू उठाता हूं तो एरे 1 के लिए जो इंडेक्स वेरिएबल लिया है उसको प्लस प्लस करूंगा. और अगर एरे 2 से कोई वैल्यू लाता हूं तो एरे 2 के लिए मैं जो इंडेक्स लूंगा आई एम गोइंग टू इंक्रीज इट. बट इन एनी केस एरे 3 तो हर बार आगे बढ़ेगा, बिकॉज इट इज गोइंग टू कंज्यूम दोज न्यू वैल्यूज. तो यहां पे तो हमें तीनों एरे के लिए अलग अलग इंडेक्स वेरिएबल्स लेने होंगे. We have to maintain 3 different variables which are going to work as index values for array 1, array 2, array 3. So if you say I'm going to take I for array 1, J for array 2 and K for array 3. Okay, let us consider these are the index variables for array 1, array 2 and array 3. So what we are going to do here, we are going to compare a of I and B of J. Ith value from array 1, jth value from array 2, and you are going to compare this, right? If your ith value in array 1 is lesser value, then you are going to consider that value A of I in your final array C. At what place? कौन सी इंडेक्स पे? K. Which index? K. So here we have condition. If this is the case, I'll perform this one. Else, we'll bring the value of jth position in B. Okay, we will do this thing. Now this is going to perform one time. This is going to be performed one time. We want to repeat this process. We want to repeat this process. Karvat perse. We have to increase I, J, K based on some conditions and all. Yes, we need to do it. कहाँ पे करते हो? Depends on your logic. मैं for loop में साथ में करूँ, अंदर करूँ, देखेंगे. We are not done yet. Okay, so we need to use for loop. तो पहले ये देखना पड़ेगा कि ये for loop कहाँ से लेके कहाँ तक चलेगा. And is it better to use for, or we should go for some other loop? But the process is something like, let us understand the process here. So what we are going to do at this place, we are going to compare 34 and 42. Correct? 34 is less than 42, so we bring 34 here. अगर 34 को आप लेके आए हो, then you are going to increase your I, as well as you are going to increase your K. J को increase नहीं करना है. So now, next time, again आप I, J को compare करोगे. So this time you are going to compare 52 and 42. Okay? 52 is greater than 42. So what we will do is we will bring 42 here. Okay? Now if we bring jth value, then we are going to increase J. And anyhow, we are going to increase K. So that in the next iteration, I can compare 52 and 46, I and J. So that is the process. That is the process. So very quickly, if we look at this entire process now, so we bring 34, then 42, then 46, then we bring 52, because 52 and 62, lesser value is 52. Then the next value is 56. 56 and 62, 56 लेके आओ. Next value is 74. 74 and 62 compare करोगे, 62 को लेके आओ, तो वहां पे next value है 76. 74 and 76 आप compare करोगे, you will bring 74. Next value is 84. Okay, 84 and 76 will bring 76 here. Next value is 81. Okay, 84 and 81 को compare करो, you will bring 81. What is the next value now? Nothing. Array 2 is over. Array 2 खत्म हो गया. तो आप 84 को किसके साथ कंपेयर करोगे? So when you are done with any of the array 1 और array 2, दोनों में से कोई भी एक array अगर खत्म हो जाता है तो आपकी ये कंपैरिजन प्रोसेस रुक जानी चाहिए, because there is no other value you can compare with. एक एरे खत्म हो गया तो आप ये कंपैरिजन वाला प्रोसेस जो है वो रोक लो. You stop that comparison process. And without checking anything, जो कुछ भी बचा है as it is लेके आओ. So without checking anything, आप 84 को ऐसे ही लेके आओगे. और अगर 84 के बाद और कोई भी वैल्यू है तो वो भी डायरेक्ट आ जाएगी, बिकॉज दैट पार्ट इज ऑलरेडी सॉर्टेड. हमें कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है वहां. So that's what we need to think here. We are going to repeat this comparison process till none of the array is completed. None of the array is completed. Till none of the array is completed, we are going to continue. We are going to continue. Now, when we break, one of the array is completed. આ કંઈક એવું છે, કાન આ બાજુથી પકડું કે આ બાજુથી પકડું, કાન તો એ જ પકડવો છે, right? So how do we do that? We have two arrays. We have separate index values I and j, and we have separate size n1 and n2. So based on those values you can have your condition. Rahul is saying using while loop. Okay, 4 की जगह he is suggesting we should go for while loop, and the condition he is suggesting I less than a dot length and j less than b dot length. So what he is suggesting, he is saying we should go for while loop here, and he is saying that I less than a dot length. Now in C program we do not have something like length, right? So we'll go for proper size n1, and he is suggesting logical AND operator, j is less than n2. So will it work? First to second कैसे होगा? So for that, your point, we need to increase I, j, k at proper place. So now for that, I'll do something like this. I'm going to use postfix increment operator. I plus plus, j plus plus and k plus plus. Is it okay now? अगर ith वैल्यू को कंसीडर किया तो i प्लस प्लस किया, jth वैल्यू को कंसीडर किया तो j प्लस प्लस किया, दोनों बार k प्लस प्लस होना ही चाहिए. So now we are done with I, j and k increment. Is that? No, this is postfix increment. C of k is going to be having some value, and then it is going to implement k plus plus. Postfix and prefix. if your value of k is 0 initially, then it is going to use C of k, which is C of 0. And after that, it will do k plus plus. तो k की वैल्यू हो जाएगी 1. Okay? Yeah, so, well, this will work, but this is not the complete code. ये काम करेगा, इतना कोड सही है, गलत नहीं है, but this is not complete one. ये तो कंपैरिजन वाला पार्ट हुआ. जब तक आप कंपेयर कर सकते थे, आपने कंपेयर किया, एक एक करके वैल्यू थर्ड एरे में डाल दी. ये लूप कब टर्मिनेट होगा? जब ए और बी दोनों में से एक एरे खत्म हो जाएगा. तो दूसरे एरे में जो वैल्यू पड़ी है, इसको कौन लाएगा? We need to go for a few more steps. Yes, Rahul is suggesting we need to go for 2 more while loops. Why 2? Yes. Okay, so what's your name? Ankur. Ankur is suggesting we should go for checking a condition why that initial while loop terminated. I से terminate हुआ या J से terminate हुआ. So he is suggesting we should check if I less than n1, तो अभी भी I के पास कुछ वैल्यू बाकी है, and we should go for while loop, and we will bring all the values of I from A to the value of C. Else, if J is less than n2, then we go for one more while loop and we bring value of J from B to C. Now, what should be the condition for this while loop? Look, when we go for while loop, never forget to initialize your loop control variables, because for loop में अंदर ही हम सेट करते हैं I equals to 0, I less than something, I plus plus. But in while loop, you have to initialize your I equals to 0, J equals to 0, K equals to 0 first. Okay? Then you can perform this process. Okay. So what should be the condition of these two while loops? Sorry, in first one, focus here. No, focus on this while loop only. I less than K. I never depends on K. N1. फर्स्ट एरे की साइज क्या है? n1. हमें अप टू एंड लास्ट तक जाना है, लेस देन n1. एंड हियर j, सॉरी, શું જરૂર છે? જે ખતમ થઈ ગયો હશે ત્યારે જ તમે અહીંયા આવશો. ટ્રાય ટુ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ. સેકન્ડ એરે ખતમ થઈ ગયો હશે તો જ તમે ફર્સ્ટ એરેની વેલ્યુ લેવા આવશો, અધરવાઇઝ તમે અહીંયા આવવાના જ નથી. So what I have written here, I less than n1, j less than n2. Then why do we need these conditions? Sarkit છે ને? No need to write this thing. Because while loop is also going to check that condition I less than n1. तो एक एक्स्ट्रा इफ लेने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, while भी वही चेक करता है. So without if else, you can simply write two while loops and you can perform your task. This is the final result or the final code you have to write to merge two sorted array in the third one. अब ये आप याद रखोगे. यूनिट नंबर 4 मर्ज सॉर्ट प्रोसेस जब हम पढ़ेंगे तो यही यूज करना है. मर्ज सॉर्ट टेक्निक is going to use the same process. दो sorted array को merge करेगा वो. This is what we need. Any query or question? બે લૂપ ફરીથી સમજવી છે આખું. હા, કઈ રીતે વર્ક કરશે? ઓકે, we have three different arrays A, B and C, and we have three different index values I, J and K. All are initialized with 0. So I, J and K, all three are pointing to the first element inside your array. Now you will check size of A is n1, size of B is n2 and size of C must be n1 plus n2. लेकिन वो हमें चेक नहीं करना है, हम इनफ साइज एरे डिक्लेयर कर देंगे ऑलरेडी. ओके, so now what we do, we perform this first while loop and it says अगर I less than n1 है, I is less than n1, yes. At the same time, J less than n2, well, J is less than n2, yes. Both these conditions are true. So we will run this while loop. We'll go inside the while loop and we compare these two values, value from A and value from B, where your I and J is pointing. If that value is 1 and 3, तो आप कंपेयर करोगे A of I, B of J. 1 is less than 3. 1 is less than 3. So you will go inside the if. 1 को आप पहले C में डालोगे. So you will bring that value here. A of I will be assigned to C of K. And then you are going to increase I as well as K. So you increase I and K. Okay? And you will go back to while loop. फिर से वही दोनों कंडीशन, I less than n, yes. J less than n, 2, yes. Compare the second or upcoming values 2 and 3 and so on. So जो भी values है आपके पास, जो भी values है आपके पास, one by one you are going to compare it. Okay, so 2 and 3 you will bring 2, 5 and 3 you will bring 3, 5 and 4 you will bring 4, 5 and 6 bring 5, 9 and 7 bring 7. Okay, But here we will stop because we are done with the second array. So when we were doing that process, j increase होते होते n2 तक पहुंच गया, बट i इंक्रीज होते होते सिर्फ 9 तक पहुंचा है. So j is equals to n2, and your while loop, this while loop will be terminated because of this problem. तो ये तो while loop अटक गया, अब इसको भूल जाओ. आगे जाके आप ये चेक करोगे, क्या अभी भी i की वैल्यू n1 से कम है? If yes, you bring all those values. तो आप क्या करोगे? You will bring 9 and 10 here. So you will bring 9 and 10. And you are done with I also. IB equals to N1 हो गया. You will break this loop. उसके बाद आप ये चेक करने जाओगे, is still J less than N2? नहीं, तो ये लूप एक भी बार नहीं चलेगा. Let it be, okay. But we still need to write it. कभी कभी ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि फर्स्ट एरे खत्म हो गया, दूसरे एरे के अंदर कुछ बाकी है. Then at that time this is going to help you, right? So हमें दोनों लूप लिखनी पड़ेगी. We need to keep these both loops in the code. Any more queries now, online students? Well, that's the entire process of merging two sorted arrays and having a final array which is also sorted. So these are, yes? Look, n1 element નથી, n1 size છે. ત્યાં કોઈ એલિમેન્ટ નહીં હોય, because એલિમેન્ટ હંમેશા size -1 ઉપર હોય. છેલ્લો એલિમેન્ટ size -1 ઉપર હોય ને. 5 ની જો એરે સાઇઝ છે તો છેલ્લો એલિમેન્ટ કઈ ઇન્ડેક્સ ઉપર હોય? 4 ઉપર. સો n1 ઉપર તો કોઈ એલિમેન્ટ હશે જ નહીં, એટલે જ મેં લેસ દેન રાખ્યું, ઇક્વલ્સ ટુ નથી રાખ્યું. જો ઇક્વલ્સ ટુ કરીશ તો પ્રોબ્લેમ થઈ જશે. રાઈટ? બીજું કોઈ ડાઉટ? ઓકે. Well, so those are the few of the operations on 1D array. You can also perform all these operations on 2D or multidimensional arrays, but when we go for multidimensional array, we have some other specific operations. Because when we go for two-dimensional array, તો પછી આપણે એને specifically matrix બોલીએ છીએ. We call it a matrix. And when we say we have a matrix, we have a lot of operations on matrix to be done. Matrix multiplication, matrix addition, subtraction, or maybe you have gone for a few numerical methods, performing some operation on two matrices, eigenvector, perform few operations. So we have a lot of operations there, and you can do it if you understand how two-dimensional arrays can be accessed. How you can access two-dimensional array. So let's understand 2D array first. What is 2D array? 2D array is nothing but a table data, row and column. Whenever we have something like something in the form of table, we always go for 2D array. So we use it to store few information which is represented in a table form. Still, it is going to be the array, so all the data is going to be homogeneous. Same type of data we are going to store there. Few examples: sitting plan of a student, classroom or maybe something, monthly budget where you are going to categorize based on a month. Every month will have some categories and you are going to have some budget or spending. Maybe a grade book. Number of rows are the students, number of columns are the subjects. But at the end, inside your table, you are going to have marks. So data is homogeneous. 2D array में पूरा data जो है वो same data type का है. So that's where we use 2D arrays. How do we declare, how do we assign, and how do we access elements? So very much simple one. Data type, array name, and then size. But here, if we have two different dimensions, then we are going to have two different sizes. Okay? एक डायमेंशन था तो एक ही साइज थी. दो डायमेंशन है तो दोनों साइज चाहिए. Number of rows and number of columns. So first size is for row, number of rows, and second size is for number of columns. So this indicates your 2D array is going to have 3 rows and 4 columns. You can have 3 rows and 4 column structure. A table structure where you have 3 rows, 0, 1 and 2. Each row will have 4 columns. Okay? Each row will have 4 columns inside. So 0, 1, 2 and 3 will be the column size. And that indicates 3 cross 4, total 12 elements you have here. Total 12 एलिमेंट आपके पास है, which means total 12 values आप यहाँ पे स्टोर कर सकते हो. Now at the time of declaration, if you want to assign values, then just like 1D array, you are going to have curly bracket starting and ending, and inside that you can have a series of values. All those values are separated by comma. Okay? Explicitly अगर आपको हर एक रो भी differentiate करनी है, then you can have these curly braces. Okay? So that defines this is my first row, this is my second row, and this is my third row. So हर एक रो के लिए भी आप अलग से curly bracket कर सकते हो. That's not needed. You can omit these curly brackets and still you can have a series of numbers, values. But in that case, आपको ये दोनों साइज कंपलसरी देनी होगी. वहीं से उसको पता चलेगा कि हर एक रो के अंदर 4 कॉलम है, तो ये कंटिन्यू सीरीज जो है उसमें से मैं 4 वैल्यू को एक एक रो में डाल सकता हूं. पहली 4 वैल्यू फर्स्ट रो में जाएगी, उसके बाद की 4 वैल्यू सेकंड रो में जाएगी, एंड सो ऑन. सो इफ you have both these sizes, you can omit these internal curly brackets. In other perspective, आप ये भी बोल सकते हो कि अगर आपने ये सारे कर्ली ब्रैकेट किए हैं अच्छे से, तो आप ये नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स omit कर सकते हो. You can omit those number of columns. नंबर ऑफ रो देना पड़ेगा. तो वो क्या करेगा, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ रो तो यहां से डिफाइन हो गई, हमने साइज भी दे दी. हर एक रो के अंदर कितनी कॉलम्स हैं वो इस तरह से फाइंड कर सकता है. वेल, एंड इन दिस केस, सॉरी, नॉट नंबर ऑफ कॉलम बट नंबर ऑफ रो यू कैन ऑमिट. तो नंबर ऑफ कर्ली ब्रैकेट से रो डिफाइन हो जाएगी, बट टोटल साइज ऑफ कॉलम हमें देना ही पड़ेगा, because sometimes I can have 1, 2, 3, and sometimes I can have 4 and 5 only. Remember, जब हम लेस नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स असाइन करते हैं तो बाकी के एलिमेंट में क्या जाएगा? बाकी के एलिमेंट में क्या जाएगा? 0. So if I'm not assigning value in the second row, then it is going to make it 0. Well, all these rows are acting as a single dimension array. But 0 is nothing. Actually, 0 is something that I haven't defined. तो आप उसको ओवरराइट कर दो, चलेगा? If you want 0 as a data, तो फिर आपको वो ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. Yeah. So yes, it is 0, but you have to differentiate whether it is a default value or it is actual data. वो 0 मेरे लिए क्या है? वो डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू है या वो 0 मैंने रखा था वो एक्चुअल डेटा है? इट इज समथिंग लाइक, अगर मार्कशीट में 0 है, okay, then what is that 0? Is the 0 marks acquired by the student, या फिर वो स्टूडेंट एब्सेंट था? We have a problem then. That's why मार्कशीट में ए भी लिखा हुआ होता है, ना कि 0. डेफिनेटली अगर वो स्टूडेंट एब्सेंट है तो उसके मार्क्स तो 0 ही हैं, तो हम 0 क्यों नहीं लिखते वहां पे? Because 0 indicates some different data. 0 marks acquired. No, that's not the case. तो फिर हमें डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू को कुछ अलग तरीके से दिखाना पड़ेगा. So if you want 0 as a data, तो फिर आप डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू को नेगेटिव में लेके जाओ. अगर नेगेटिव वैल्यू एज अ डेटा चाहिए तो फिर डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू को इनफाइनाइट में लेके जाओ. अगर इनफाइनाइट आपको एज अ डेटा चाहिए तो फिर डिफॉल्ट और कुछ रखना पड़ेगा. नल एज अ डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू रख लो. So no, in that case we have to assign. C program doesn't provide you setting your default values, so you have to assign those values. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you everyone. Thank you for being part of this session. We do have one lecture tomorrow, right? So we will continue with two-dimensional arrays. We will see what are the other operations. We'll not go in depth of these operations. I'll simply tell you, you can do these operations, and we'll go for address calculation because this is the important topic from 2D array. So in next lecture, we are going to see these things. Thank you, and you may leave this meet now. Bye-bye.